What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that instant basketball analysis playoff edition. Of course, it's going live on YouTube exclusively on Analysis Playground. And we're going to talk about how the Indiana Pacers pushed the tempo, spaced the floor, and executed really well against the New York Knicks defense. And they made it a little tricky and a little tough for the Knicks to be able to score. We knew the Knicks can be a little stuck sometimes defensively, and they can settle sometimes because they're not the greatest shot creators and not the greatest ball handlers. And they made it difficult for Jalen Brunson too. And that's all you can really do is make him work for every basket that he tries to get and live with the result. And I feel like the Pacers game plan worked. Like I said, I did pick the Pacers to win this series, so I'm not really surprised that they winning it so far. But now we just got to look ahead and see if they're going to win. But at the end of the day, the Knicks, they did a lot of things right, mainly towards the end, in my personal opinion. And you can say they did a great start to the beginning, but their defense is not where it needs to be. And that's been one of the biggest problems with this team throughout the season also. And it is a glaring thing against the Pacers because they see the floor well, especially Tyrese Halliburton and those guys, and they're quick to move the ball and they're quick to be unselfish, and they're just the remedy for themselves and just a curse and just a kryptonite for the Knicks because that's where they struggle at covering space and making the right reason, just being on top of everything. Josh Hart fouled out, and then even Mitchell Robinson, he didn't really give them what they really needed defensively, even though, they had to rely on him for the rebounds to give them chances to score again if they do miss. But not a terrible game is basically what I'm saying from the Knicks. It's just the Pacers were just a better team tonight. They won 130 to 121 for the people that don't know. And I also would say the Indiana Pacers really was showing you that they had this game really locked up early, because if you have a first quarter when you score 43 points, that means you're in for a great game. And they was able to keep it up, not at that same pace, but they still was able to beat the Knicks more quarters than they was able to beat them, because the Knicks only scored 35. They did come back and win the second quarter 29-26, but the Pacers won that third quarter 33-27, and the Knicks was able to win the fourth quarter 30-28. So it was about even, but they won by more points is basically what I'm saying, and that's why they was able to win this game by 9. And when you look at the Knicks, Mikal Bridges and OG and Towns did what they were supposed to do. When you put a guy like Mitchell Robinson in there, he's not going to score a lot of points unless he gets a lot of offensive rebounds and get to the free throw line or just go straight up and finish. If those shots are not there for him, he's not going to really produce shots on his own. But Mikal Bridges played 34 minutes. He was 6 of 15 from the field. The best part of his game was going 4 or 5 from 3. And he took some tough ones and got some good ones, and he was able to knock them down really well tonight. He was 1-on-1 from the free throw line. He only had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, no steals or a block tonight for him, but he did also get 3 turnovers and 4 personal fouls. The whole starting lineup had 3 or more fouls, which is showing you how hard it is to guard Indiana, because if you're late, they're going to punish you, and sometimes they're going to go to the basket and it's going to force you to try to rotate, and you can just get in the way or just touch them, and it's going to be a foul in today's game. But Mikal was a minus 11 and plus minus. He had 17 points. A good game, just not a great game from him. OG Anunoby, 40 minutes played, which was the most on the team. He was 7 of 16 from the field. The problem with his game, he was 1 of 7 from 3, but he was able to put the ball on the floor a little bit more tonight. And he was able to get to the free throw line where he was 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. He ended up finishing with 22 points, 4 boards, one of them being offensive with assists, and 3 steals and 2 blocks, 2 turnovers. But his activity worked sometimes, and sometimes it went against him, because he did have 5 personal fouls and he had trouble guarding the Pacers himself, even though he was able to turn them over and play some good help defense and one-on-one defense. It's part of the game. Like you're doing your part, making it difficult, trying to find a way to compete as best as you can. But sometimes an offensive player can just get the better of you. Like Mark Jackson says, sometimes great defense get beat by great offense. You can do it the best you can. You can try to do the hardest you can to make it uncomfortable and difficult for them. And sometimes they can just get the better of you. It's just part of the game. Karl Anthony Towns was great. 37 minutes for him. He was 8 of 15 from the field. Didn't take really that many threes tonight. He was 1 of 2 from 3, and that was it from him from 3. He was 7 of 9 from the free throw line. He got a double-double. 24 points, 12 boards. Dominant game for bigs usually if they get those type of numbers, especially when they're efficient. Also, 3 offensive rebounds, 3 assists. He didn't get no steals or blocks, but he did get 2 turnovers. He ended up having 4 personal fouls. He was a +5 and plus minus. He was just really a driving force for their offense. When they didn't have an ideal of what they should do, they just gave him the ball and he just figured out how to put it in the basket. Even if it was difficult, even if it was tough, he was able to convert tonight at a high level. And you gotta love the fact that you can have a guy like that on your team, and that's something that they didn't have last year. And this is something that they have this year. And on top of that, they got injury beat up last year in the playoffs anyway, so it was going to be even more difficult to win. Mitchell Robinson, 19 minutes. He was 2 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He did get 7 boards. 5 of them was offensive, showing you that he's a workhorse and he's going to do whatever it takes to do that part of the game. But he also had an assist and a steal and 4 personal fouls. He was a -20 and plus minus. He didn't get in double figures. He was the only starter in the lineup that didn't get in double figures. He finished with 6. And then Jalen Brunson, 37 minutes, 9 of 19 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 11 of 12 from the free throw line. He had a big 31 points, but led the entire team tonight, as he usually does. The man is going to get the ball. He's going to put a lot of pressure on the defense. He's going to come at them relentlessly and find any type of way to get space or get to the free throw line. And then he's going to try to shoot a couple shots too if you sag off of him, because he has that much confidence in his offensive game. But it was another game where he played great offensively for the most part, but it didn't result in the win. 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. 3 turnovers, 3 personal fouls. He was a -14 and plus minus. I love his competitive spirit, man. This man has the heart of gold when it comes to basketball. He has it all figured out. And the game is slowing down for him. He's understanding what he should and shouldn't do. That's always impressive if you can see a guy that can do that. And he still does believe and still keeps the ball moving if he doesn't have it. And he doesn't mind giving up the ball to a guy like Towns or McHale to let them do their thing too. So that's just good leadership. Precious Achiuwa actually got on the court mainly because the game was already over. 2 minutes, 1 rebound for him. That was it for his night. Miles McBride didn't do much tonight. He only had 3 because he went 1 of 3 from the 3-point line. He did get 2 boards and a turnover, but he was a -14 and plus minus. Josh Hart fouled out this game, but he ended up playing starters minutes where he had 36 total. But he was 3 of 5 from the field and 1 of 2 from 3, but he went 5 of 6 from the free throw line. That really helped him tonight. And he finished with a double-double. He's going to put a lot of effort. He's going to try hard. He's going to give it his all, even if it's trying to get open, get his teammates open, or even just trying to find a way to get it to the right guys if he's stuck in between of a possession or stuck in between of them trying to find a way to reset the offense. But he had 11 boards, 4 was offensive with assists. He had 5 turnovers, but he did foul out, like I said, and he finished as a -1. DeLon Wright did get on the court 9 minutes. He was 1 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3. He did also get an assist, a steal, and a block, and a turnover, a +11 and plus minus. He finished with 3 points. You got to like that from him, and it does make sense that they played him. Got to give your guys some breather. Got to give them some time. And he's not a bad player either, and he didn't have a bad game. And you can say the same thing about Legend Shamet. Like, he came in, tried to do what he could, and he ended up getting 11 minutes. He was 1 of 4 from the field, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line, and he finished with 3 points, but he did have 3 assists and 2 rebounds and a personal foul, and that was it. But he was a +6 and plus minus. So the bench didn't have a crazy game or something that you'll remember, but Josh Hart really led the bench the right way and just showed that you can contribute in other ways besides putting points on the board and have a good impact on the game. They just couldn't stop the Pacers throughout this game, so it didn't really help that much, but just keep them still in game distance. But it didn't happen tonight. 38 of 82, 46% from the field, 12 of 29, 41% from 3. 33 of 39, 84% from the free throw line, 13 offensive rebounds, 44 total, 17 assists, 7 steals, 4 blocks, 17 turnovers, and 27 personal fouls. They made their threes, they made their free throws, and they went there a lot. That was one of the biggest reasons why they was able to stay in this game, was because of their 3-point shooting and their free throw shooting. but they didn't do terrible from the field. They actually did above average. If you're going to be a high volume scoring team, you want to be 45 or above, and they did that tonight. And they rebounded the ball really good too, which is something that they've been really good at in this series. But other than that, the Indiana Pacers, they had him, Pascal Siakam, and Tyrese Halliburton just torched them. They had nothing for those guys, and they couldn't really stay in front of him enough. But Pascal Siakam, 35 minutes, he was 11 to 21 from the field, 3 or 4 from three, 5 or 6 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 3 of them was offensive, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover, 4 personal fouls, a +7 and plus minus. Just a really good game from him. You just want him to rebound the ball a lot better. That's the only thing you can ask him to do, because offensively he has been really good in this series, and he hasn't been a slouch either defensively. But I like his 3-point shooting, just being ready to catch and being ready to let it fly. He's been real good at that, and just being good at attacking too, and not just settling for shots either. And he's been doing a good job of creating shots also. Aaron E. Smith, 32 minutes, 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. He ended up having 16 points. He knocked down his threes. He was able to score other than that by getting to the free throw line and making shots going to the rim. You got like that. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 3 turnovers, 3 personal fouls, and a +20 and plus minus. He has been a real big factor in them winning and losing games, and he has been able to keep the ball moving too if he doesn't have a shot that he likes. Miles Turner, 33 minutes, 5-8 from the field, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. He only had 3 rebounds in 33 minutes. You wouldn't believe it. But the Pacers didn't really miss that much. So he didn't really have a crazy amount of opportunities to get their rebounds. And the Knicks ended up rebounding a lot better anyway. So it wasn't really that much for him to get. But you would say that's why you're supposed to be getting those rebounds that the Knicks are getting, because the Knicks did have 13 that was offensive. And him and Pascal will have to figure that out if they want to close them out in NYC. Other than that, he did have assists and 3 blocks. He's still doing good at fighting and trying to protect the rim to the best of his ability by using that length, that strength, and that speed and athleticism. It worked to a certain extent, but he did foul out in this game. He also did have 4 turnovers with 13 points. Andrew got locked up, let's just be honest. He kept settling for that fadeaway jumper. He couldn't really get to the rim. He couldn't really get quality looks, but he still felt like he had to be aggressive. He just didn't get it done tonight offensively. 29 minutes, 1 of 9 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 turnover, 4 personal fouls, a +1 and plus minus. He ended up only having 3. He actually was the only starter that didn't get in double figures tonight. And it just said, give the ball more to Halliburton and let me get off the ball a little bit more. And it ended up working out for the Indiana Pacers tonight, because Halliburton had it going. 38 minutes for him, 11 of 23 from the field, 5 of 12 from 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He did ended up having 32, which was the most tonight for either team, but he had a triple-double and no turnover, the first guy to ever do that. 15 assists, 12 rebounds, which is massive. 4 steals also, and he also had 4 personal fouls, and he was a +16 and plus minus. The man is really good at understanding where to be at, how to push the tempo, when to push the tempo, always keeping his head up to find the guys, and just having the right balance of knowing when to score, when to attack, when to shoot the 3, when to play on the ball, when to play off the ball. He is a superstar in this league. All NBA proves that. All-Star games proves that. And he did both. Not this year, but he did make the All-NBA team, showing that he is one of the best players in this world, which means superstar. Obi Toppin, 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 personal fouls, a -3 and plus minus. He ended up having 5 points, which was okay, but you look at it like he didn't get in the way. He did do some good defensive things. He hit the dagger 3 to make sure the Knicks wasn't going to come back and win the game. And his role is just to fit in and do what's needed for him and was asked of him. And I feel like he did a good job of that tonight and was efficient with his shot making. Tony Bradley, 1 of 1 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 1 personal foul, +10 and plus minus, 3 points. TJ McConnell, went 3 or 4 from the field. He always takes good shots. He always runs the offense really good, and he knows how to slow it down and speed it up. Also, he did have 3 assists in the steal, but he also had 2 turnovers. He was a +1 and plus minus. He finished with 6, and then my guy. You guys know I love me some Benedict Mathurin since he was in high school, college, and he's been balling even in the NBA. 12 minutes, he was 5 of 8 from the field. They couldn't stop this man. He'd just do the crossover. He'd just use his strength, and they just couldn't stay in front of him. They just couldn't handle him. And he went 10 of 11 from the free throw line, even close the game because he kept going there in the fourth quarter at the end of the game. So they kept trying to find a way to hang around, and he just went to the free throw line, missed one, but made the rest. 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 personal foul. He was a -2 and plus minus, but he had that big game that I knew he eventually would have in this series. He finished with 20, especially when you look at Andrew struggling. We kind of got to get you out of the game because you don't have it going. But it's good to have a player like McConnell. It's good to have a player like Benedict Mathurin that can just come in and provide scoring on and off the ball and can also drive the offense themselves. And that's what they had off the bench tonight and ended up working out. But Ben Shepherd, I didn't forget about you. 14 minutes, 1 or 2 from the field, or 1 from 3, 3 rebounds, 1 personal foul, a -13 and plus minus. He finished with 2 points, and that was it for his night. But he did rebound the ball real good for the minutes that he played. The rest of the guys did not play coach's decision. 45 and 88, 51% from the field, 13 and 32, 40% from 3, 27 to 32, 84% from the free throw line. Those are good numbers, and they basically almost identical to the Knicks numbers. The only difference is they shot the ball a lot better from the field, and they almost shot just as much free throws, but the Knicks shot more. Other than that, 33 rebounds. They lost that one by 11. They won the assist battle by 12 because they had 29. They also had more steals with 11. They tied them in blocks with 4. They had 11 turnovers, which was less than the Knicks, and they also had 27 personal fouls, which was the same amount. It just the Knicks shot more. Other than that, that was the game, and it was fun and it was enjoyable and it was really good to see and watch. And I just feel like the Pacers, they move the ball better, they have more scoring, they have more better depth when it comes to players that they have to throw out there. And then they just got guys that understand how to play team basketball. And when you're moving the ball and you're attacking and you're pushing, you get so many easy opportunities. And that was a big reason why they shot so efficient from the field, because the Knicks are working for all their buckets, trying to find a way to create separation, trying to find a way to get to the basket. They're trying and trying and trying to find it. And the Knicks start pushing the pace themselves. They said, we kind of got to meet them with that speed. And it worked for them too. It's just they kind of got locked down in the half court again. And then they just couldn't generate good enough offense to offset what was going on with the Indiana Pacers on the other end. Like the Pacers play a smart, great, clean brand of basketball. And it just makes sense why they're just winning the game. They're just playing better as a team. And that's what they remind me of a college, like they say, because when you don't have great players individually, you rely on everybody else knowing where to be at and everywhere, everybody else doing what they're great at. And that's it. That's why we call them role players. You know what you're on the court for. You know what we're asking you to do. And if you do that, we'll find a way to integrate you great in our offense, in our defense. And that's what we're seeing from the Pacers. Just a lot of guys knowing what they should be doing and just sticking to that. And then you still got guys like Siakam, like Benedict Mathurin that can create their own shot and also play off the ball. And it just makes it tough for the Pacers because make it tough for the Knicks because of that reason. Because they're looking at all these mismatches. If we switch this, then they can post us. If we switch this, then Miles Turner gonna hit a mid range. If we switch that, they're gonna have him at the 3-point line or Pascal at the 3-point line. The problem is they can actually shoot threes as bigs. So it's just exhausting all those options that you need to exhaust to be able to bend that defense the way you need it to. And Tyrese, man, he's just a great playmaker. He's just a guy that understands how to play the game the right way, keep everybody involved. And the teams kind of will look at it like, if you're going to do all that, we're going to give you opportunities to possibly score if you pay attention enough. And he has a high IQ to know when to attack and when to give up the ball and when to pass it to the right guy. And that's why he's perfect for this team as their guard. And Andrew Nemhart, like I said, if he shot the ball better, he understands it too. But he didn't really have to have a great game because Benedict had 20 off the bench, and that kind of made sense for them. Looking back at the game. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, I do conversation videos just like this and various NBA-only topics. Also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. Also do mock draft and draft coverage. So if you love that type of stuff, you should subscribe and become a part of this channel, or just stay subscribed, because nobody giving you this type of analysis on a daily basis, because I got over 3,000 plus videos already on my channel that you can watch and enjoy still to this day. Plus I upload every single day that I'm living, and if I want to continue to live, I'm going to continue to give y'all that great analysis that y'all need in y'all life, and look at it as a form of entertainment, because it is fun and interesting to know what I think. Thank y'all for the time and trying to make sure I'm in y'all schedule. Thank y'all for continue to come back to the channel throughout the years, throughout the months, throughout the days that you've been enjoying the content that I make. Other than that, hope you guys enjoying y'all day. Hope you guys ready for the next day. The weekday grind is still going, but we almost to Wednesday, so it ain't that bad. Other than that, y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is. I love y'all for that. Not only that, I will also say let's continue to try to make 2025 a better year than 2015. Is a 10-year anniversary of that year that changed a lot for me and really helped me build my fan base, really helped me build what I do on this channel, to give y'all more of what y'all want. And that's why this channel is still around, because the 50-50 of y'all want to see what I want to make and try to make, and y'all wanting to watch it and enjoy it, is the reason why this channel is still doing great and still around to this day. Other than that, y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. I will see y'all hopefully tomorrow, and I'm gone for now, but I'll be back hopefully again. Peace out. Y'all stay blessed up. Dude stayed in to the last minute.